Meeting my dad who left when I was 3, how should I act? Have absolutely zero expectations or you will hurt yourself. I have to see him because there are some legal documents needed to be done which we have to both be present for. I met my father for the first time at a similar age. Be open-minded, no expectations. I quickly learned that maybe the best thing he could have done was stay away. Not a bad person, just a guy dealing with his own stuff. I could resent him or be bitter, but that would only deprive myself of any relationship I may be able to have. If you enter the interaction as an adult-to-adult interaction with the same expectations of respect and boundaries, etc., you can set the foundations early for a potentially healthier relationship moving forward. Hi, Imname. Let's get this paperwork done. Don't go in expecting anything. If possible, have a support person with you. They have not been part of your life and you don't owe them shit. Zero expectations will make it go much better. Ask about health and medical information, as that shit is often genetic and will be good to know in the future. It is probably okay to be a bit apprehensive and skeptical. Sounds like they have earned it. Call him by his name, not dad. He hasn't earned that right now. I suggest you first listen to everything he has to say. Let him come up with excuses and go from there. Act like you are meeting a total stranger, because you are. Just thought of the line for Got G2. He may be your father, but he ain't your daddy. This guy didn't make any sacrifices for you as a parent. Any difficulty he has had about the situation is his and selfish. Low or no expectations will help a lot. If you can't be yourself, as you would be in public normally around him, then he's no better than a stranger. If you can be yourself and unapologetically so, like with friends and family, then he could be worth giving a chance. From my experience, you will never get an unbiased answer for this from someone else. Trust your gut, and if everything goes well, but feels wrong, then listen to that. Don't force yourself to accept someone that walked away for 2 decades. You get to choose your family as much as they get to choose you. Blood isn't more than coincidence in the grander scheme of things. Best of luck, and remember that protecting yourself may be selfish, but that doesn't make it wrong. I'm so worried about this. I broke up with my daughter's father when she was 1. She is 15 now. He is an abusive narcissist. He went on to knock up a young girl right after I broke up with him. Long story short, he has 4 kids with 3 moms and he doesn't see any of them. Owes me $16,000 in support. Owes the one after me $11,000. He's awful. I know she will want to meet him someday. Please take care of yourself and be cautious. I'm that father. For reasons, I wasn't here for my daughter. She'll be 14 in 2 months. I'd love to spend time with her, but it doesn't happen for reasons. I've tried to talk to her with messages, but she didn't answer. I understand her rejection. I accept it. I understand her hatred for me. What kind of loving father doesn't give a sign for 13 years? You don't know his story, how he feels, what he thinks of you. Maybe he's a jerk who doesn't genre a shit about you. Maybe he's going to manipulate you in some way. Maybe he's a bit shy and emotional like myself. You should go with a light heart. Come on, peace. Do not hold grudge or hatred, because he will feel it. Do not go expecting any love from him. You are not looking for recognition or acceptance, but leave the door open. If he doesn't say anything, maybe he's shy. Maybe he feels guilt. Ask for a coffee. It's only a few minutes for a lifetime. If he refuses, maybe he is really busy and schedule another appointment. Maybe he doesn't care at all and won't take time for his own child. Then you'll know who really loves you and why it's better for you to have him away from your life. There's 2 sides to every story. There's no harm in going in with an open mind and hearing his side of the story. My wife's father went to jail for a stint when she was about 4. She was told her whole life that he was there because he didn't pay child support. So she hated him and thought he was scum. But in reality, he came home to find his wife's mother in bed with his best friend and proceeded to beat the shit out of him. Don't go in with expectations. You'll be disappointed. Think now what level of access you want him to have in your life. Don't feel pressured to give a response in the moment. My dad popped out the woodwork when I was your age, and he immediately tried to blame him leaving on my mom. Dude had gotten caught cheating with a lot lizard and had done everything in his power to make sure he didn't have to pay child support. Even quit his job and got held in contempt by the court and had his wages garnished until she remarried and we were adopted by my stepdad. He proceeded to immediately try to take on a fatherly role after our meeting, tell me how to live my life when I'm already doing better than he is financially and relationship-wise, and started sending me all these religious memes on forgiveness. Blocked after a week, and I don't look back on that decision at all. I mean, I would just not meet him. He's a stranger to you. Get the paperwork done, and then if you want to get to know a stranger, go ahead and do that. Like if you were sitting at a bar and somebody struck up a conversation with you. So, what do you do for a living? You've had completely separate lives. So just accept that fact and move forward from there with no expectations from either side. If you want to. I met my dad when I was 16 years old, for about 15 minutes. In that time he asked my mom to leave her husband and run away with him. Then he went to visit my aunt and asked her to run away with him. After being rejected both times he disappeared again, and I didn't hear anything until about 10 years later when he died. I hope you have better luck, but personally I'm glad I never formed any kind of attachment because that makes him a stranger, and that means nothing they do can affect you in any way. Sorry to open on such a negative preface, and I do hope that your experience is better. Just be open to the possibility that it might be shit, and always remember you made it this far without him. Now it's on him to prove that he is worth your time. He is very lucky to be meeting you. He should feel very lucky to be meeting you. Keep that firmly front of mind. I was 28 when I first met my bio dad. As others have mentioned, don't go in with any expectations. Also, at this point he is a sperm donor. You don't know him at all, and he doesn't know you either. Essentially you are a 24-year-old male meeting a presumably 40 or older male. There isn't much more to it than that. Going into it that perspective will allow you to determine if you want to continue talking with or having a relationship with your father or quickly cutting it off if you determine he's not an individual you want your life. Male, we both were 18. Friend asked me to pretend to be him. I agreed because we had been friends forever. I knew a ton about his family. He told me to be nice to him. I was. We met at a park. He brought KFC and we had lunch. My friend still thanks me. We told no one about the swap. The dad cried, but I did not. My friend the actual son did not cry either. We stayed with him for 4 hours. He said he would send money to my friend. He did. We made numerous pics. But his actual son was not in one. Did we do this? I do not know. It was a sad time for me. I felt sadness for my friend the dad and still do. That was 30 years ago. The dad disappeared. We never told anyone. His dad only sent money once. I have 3 children. Sometimes I look at them, wonder how my friend's dad could do what he did. As humans are strange things, indeed. You have heard your mom's side of the story. Now listen to your dad's side of the story as well. Be aware of charmers, the absent fathers who want to look good, promise a lot of love time money from now on just to disappear again when they'll be missed.